Hi, this is Connie Erickson with another Live at 5. And today I wanted to, since it's Valentine's Day this week, I wanted to do my Live at 5 on expectations and romance. So, what are you expecting this Thursday? Um, I never really got into Valentine's Day myself, so I want to say that I have no expectations, but even having no expectations is having expectations. I expect my guy to say Happy Valentine's Day before he leaves for work and be done with it. So, yeah, that's my expectation. Um, it's kind of a strange holiday. It's my understanding that it's named after two Catholic priests, both named Valentine, who were killed right around February 14th. And evidently, one of them performed marriages for soldiers who were forbidden to marry because, according to Roman edict, that married soldiers did not make good warriors. Legend has it that St. Valentine wore a ring with Cupid on it so that these soldiers could recognize him. And he also handed out paper hearts to remind Christians of their love for God. So I guess kind of a precursor to greeting cards. But anyway, what are you expecting? Flowers, romance? Do you even know? I think the funny thing about expectations is that we don't even know we have them until we're disappointed by not getting them or when our relationships are not meeting them. I remember one of the first Christmases I was with my partner, I really didn't think I had expectations, but when I opened up my brand new floor mats, I realized they were definitely not what I expected. I was expecting something more personal and thoughtful. But I have to tell you, years later, I love these floor mats. No matter how much mud gets tracked in, no matter what gets spilled, those mats get hosed off and they look brand new. So, pretty much they were exactly what I was expecting. They're really personal. I mean, they were designed specifically for my model car, and they were really thoughtful because who doesn't like a clean car? So pretty much I did get something very personal and thoughtful. But with that in mind, I guess what I'm trying to say is that it's important to be aware of our expectations on special days like Valentine's Day, but in our relationships in general. I think this is especially true when you're first living together or first married. Um, I think it's important to identify our expectations and talk about them. So, what are your expectations and how can you identify them? I think that the best way to identify them is to really imagine a normal week in the life, like all the little details. What are you doing? How and when and how frequently are you interacting with your partner? How clean is your living environment? How did it get that way? Who cleaned it? How much are you having sex? What's the sex like? Are you cooking together, working out together? How much time are you spending with friends, with your family, with his family? It's a lot of little things. And then just kind of once you get an idea, evaluate if they're realistic. So think about time constraints, think about financial constraints, typical sleep requirements. Are you expecting your partner to meet your every need? Because that's not realistic and it probably won't happen. After you kind of identify them for yourself, talk to your partner and see how similar your expectations are. Your partner's expectations are not, hi Dana, are not necessarily the same as yours. Clearly, my partner thought car mats were an awesome Christmas present, but it took me a while to come around to that. Your partner's expectations are probably based on what he or she did in the past, like past relationships or the house they grew up in. They don't know your expectations until you tell them. In fact, in my experience, most people assume their partners have similar expectations, and they're quite surprised to find that the expectations are not universal, but they're indeed different for every person. So then you can talk to your talk to your partner and decide how to handle them. He or she may be perfectly willing to meet some of your more important expectations, and if not, you might discover workarounds. Sometimes it can be appropriate to shift some of those expectations outside of the relationship. For instance, working out with friends instead of your partner. I think that understanding your expectations is a really important factor in assuring your own happiness. This is true with special days like Valentine's Day or birthdays or anniversaries, but it's even more true and important on just ordinary days like rainy Sundays and busy Wednesdays. Taking time to understand your expectations on the front end will just save so much heartache on the back end. As always, drop a comment and tell me what you think and how you might use this information. And please share this with your friends and tell them about this group. Thanks. Bye.